Sherry, thank you so much for being here and talking with us. We really want to share these stories of transportation, whether it be you, your past experience, or even your relatives that struggle with transportation. You know, when we were here before, you told us a lot of great information that I think the general public and Lorain County Transit and others need to know about. So, first of all, how long have you been? Have you been a long-time Elyria resident, or?
I've been an Elyria resident all my life, but I've
Okay.
moved to Cleveland. I lived in Columbus.
Where they have transportation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their buses run 24 hours a day. Some of them, a lot of them do. A lot of the ones that run are for work purposes that run 24 hours, so they're on a bus line. Some of them don't run 24 hours, but a lot of them do.
Yeah. So what has been your experience with, you know, you've been to these places with transportation and now you come back to Lorain County. How has that felt to you? Or
Well,
what
when,
has that experience
when
been?
I first started, when LCT first started, it was great. The buses ran all the time. They ran later. People were getting back and forth to work. They had the connector piece, like for people who had appointments in Cleveland, that you could catch the bus so far and then the Cleveland bus would come pick you up and bring you back there. And then all of a sudden, everything just changed. So now buses are running every other hour, which makes it hard for people to get, because especially in the summertime or the wintertime, they can't just sit out there. They'll either freeze to death or they'll end up having an asthma attack or a heat stroke. And then now people can't get back and forth to work because the buses only run to a certain time. So that caused a lot of jobs being lost, a lot of people being homeless, and nobody wants to ride the bus anymore.
You told us that experience about what you have to do on a daily basis to help your niece. Can you tell us?
Yeah, they don't.
And her friend also.
They don't have a bus that runs early in the morning. She has to be at Rydell at 4 in the morning. There is a bus that goes to Rydell, but that's not till like later in the afternoon. It's one bus. And then she also has a friend who lives by the college.
By Lorain County Community College.
Yeah, and there's no bus that runs out there early in the morning.
And she also works at Rydell?
Yes, and she walks every day to work. And by the time they get off at 1:30, there's not even a bus that goes past there in North Ridgeville for them to get back. So she has to walk home in the heat.
Yeah.
And they don't even have a bus to take my niece home. She lives out in Colonial Oaks.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no bus that runs out there. Right. My sister, I have my sister, she's a little bit younger than me. She's trying to get a job. She lives over by the mall. And she doesn't even see buses that come over there, but maybe once or twice a day, if that. But not early enough to get her to work or home from work.
And what hours are you talking about?
Well, my niece and and her friend work 4 to 1:30, 4 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. My sister works third shift. So she works 11 at night to 7 in the morning.
Yes.
And see, when I started working, when I came back to Elyria, they did have a bus that ran at night. They would pick everybody up by the mall, and they, like if you could find a way to the mall or whatever, they would pick you up by the mall or pick you up if they were going by where they were dropping people off. And they would actually had a bus that literally dropped people off at work, like right in front of the building.
So we're here at Harr Plaza right now. What are the struggles that you see with some of your fellow residents that they have?
That they're like, they would like to catch the bus, but they can't sit outside and wait for 2 hours for a bus. They do have Pegasus here. I've never taken it, but I see them pick people up here. But what if they're people that can't afford it? You know, are they gonna get it for free? Because people have doctor's appointments and then provide a ride. You take them to the doctors, and that's through your insurance company where they offer transportation. You're getting there on time, but you're having to wait 2 or 3 hours for a ride home, and that kills the rest of your day. What if you have another appointment you have to get to, and you're late for it, and it's a life or death appointment that you need to get to, or you have to make sure that your bills are paid, or go to the grocery store.
Right, so we're here, Harr Plaza is in Elyria. Do you see where people struggle with getting access to groceries or food?
Yeah, because the only thing is the corner store. If they don't set up Pegasus how are they going to go get food? A lot of people go to the corner store and spend their food stamps at the corner store to eat every day.
And that's expensive, isn't it?
Very expensive. It costs $6 for a sandwich there. It costs like $4. It's $6 over there for a gallon of orange juice.
Mm. Do you think you guys know about the route maps for the bus, or I mean, do people not know?
I don't think people know.
Okay, all right.
I don't think there's.
So that's why they're sitting out there. Because
they don't know. They don't know. There's nothing posted in here, but Pegasus and what time LCT can come that you have to set up. That I don't know if it's free or if you have to pay for it, but it's only twice a month, and it takes you where you need to go. But say you're not an early riser, or you forget. There's a lot of people that are forget things. Then you're screwed unless you know somebody.
So what improvements do you believe need to be made here in Lorain County regarding transportation, whether it be transit or something else?
I believe that they need to have the buses back running every hour instead of every other hour, because that would create a lot more jobs for people, and people would be able to get on their feet. They wouldn't be homeless. They could take care of their kids. They need to start earlier in the morning. They need to, run later at night, because I think the last bus is like at what, 3 or 4?
6.
At 6.
But that's it depends on where you are.
But that's not guaranteed that, okay, say I catch the bus.
4th by here.
Right, let me say, okay, I'm in Lorain and I need to catch the bus back here, but the last bus runs in Elyria. How are you gonna get home? You don't have money for a taxi. You don't have, especially if you're new to the neighborhood, how are you supposed to get around where you don't know where nothing is and you don't know nobody? Mm-hmm. Like if my niece didn't have me, she'd be literally screwed right now. And she's only 19 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
they need to have like meetings to like educate people on, how the bus runs and, what they offer, or, other help that people can get with transportation, especially, like I said, if they're low income and they don't have the money.
What other situations do you see with your residents, your fellow residents? Is it just access to medical and food?
Well, medical, food, just getting out and being able to like go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people I see sitting out here, or I don't even know a lot of people in this building, because you never see them out of their apartment. Because, why come out and sit in the heat or sit in the cold? And, if they had a bus, they knew what time, or they could have a bus that, like in Cleveland, they have a bus, it's called a trolley, mm-hmm. that'll come pick people up and, drop them off downtown to, hear the music, or when they have vendors down there and, activities and stuff like that. That's important to people, especially older people, because what they want to do is just sit in their apartment and wilt away. Mm-hmm. Transportation, they can get jobs, they can go see their family, they can go to the grocery store, they can go get their medication, they can live life to where if they don't, they're just going to sit in their apartment and wilt away and not have communication with nobody or no contact. They're going to become a hermit.
Yeah. And what do you think that does to a person?
I think it makes them depressed. They can end up killing themselves. They can end up hurting themselves. They could just end up they could be dead in the apartment and let nobody know.
Yeah. So are any other thoughts about, transportation here in Lorain County, either for yourself or?
They just need to start educating people on when the buses run. They need to start letting the buses run more. And when they do that, they need to talk with people. They need to have like monthly meetings, I think. Okay, well, we can go from this hour, from this time to this time, where we can run the buses every hour. And then let people know that, okay, well, the buses are running from 2 to 6 every hour. Or we can start picking up earlier in the morning. Start letting people know the changes that are going to be made. And talk to more people, not just in the buildings, but like outside. See people that catch the buses and ask them, what would be better for you if the buses ran how? They need to get more acknowledgement from people. A lot of the LCTs are wheelchair accessible, but a lot of people in wheelchairs don't know that.
Oh. Okay, that's good.
Also
40
need
minutes.
some of the bus stops that they do have that they still use. First of all, they have all these bus stops that people go to that aren't in use anymore. Those need to be taken down because you could be standing out there for hours and hours and hours. And the wind, what if you have your kids with you and it's dead heat, dead winter? You're standing there for nothing.
Wow.
And then, like I said, they have bus stops where people are standing waiting on the bus and the bus doesn't come.
Yeah.
And the buses, do they still go out to Avon?
No.
There's a lot of people that lost a lot of jobs out there too. They used to have the bus go to Avon, Oberlin, and North Ridgeville. Just like they had the Cleveland connector, the
Oh,
LCT.
yes.
Yeah, because I used to have
Yes,
to
they
go
did.
out there for testing. I could get on the bus, and it was nice because I could transfer. I could buy an all-day pass on LCT, transfer to the CODA, and the CODA would honor my all-day bus pass with my transfer and give me an all-day bus pass for Cleveland. I could go kick it, go to my appointments and go see people I know out there and family and kick it, and then get back on the CODA. I think the last connector run at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Hop back up on the bus and come back home.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we appreciate your
You're welcome.
honest feedback. I think this is going to be really helpful.
I hope so. Y'all need me again, y'all can call me.